everybody, so today gotta
Nope.
keep your hands down. Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be doing the husband tag plus some of the questions you guys asked in my last video. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the husband tag questions first. I did change some of them because they're a little irrelevant to Mark and I, but they're mainly the same. So the first question is, where did we meet?
A pizza shop.
That we worked
both,
at?
Yeah, we were both working at.
Yeah. Where was our first date?
At my parents' house. She invited herself over for steak and potatoes.
No, I didn't! He invited me over. 3. What was your first impression of me?
That she was funny and obviously wanted to get to know me and interested, but mainly just funny.
Should I do what my first impression of you was?
Do whatever you want, it's your video.
Yeah, it's true. I thought he was cute, but I knew he was older. But once I got to see how goofy he was, I was like, I could get to know this kid. Like, I could hang with him. Number 4, when did you meet my family? I don't think you're going to remember this one.
I think you brought them into work. They were at work one day, but it wasn't shortly after. Wasn't shortly after we met.
Actually, I think it was at home. I think you're thinking of Kirsten's homecoming. Kirsten is my sister, by the way. But my sister did come by the pizza shop we worked at because I was waitressing, and I snuck her into a back booth and I did like her hair and makeup for homecoming. But I think you came over to the house before that, but it was a real casual thing. Like, nobody made a big deal out of it. I don't know, it was just really low key. And when did I first meet your family?
Well, obviously on our first date, because you came over to my parents' house.
But your family, like your...
Oh, I don't know what it would have been, but I think it was probably about a month in or so. And I remember she was so excited because I introduced her as my girlfriend.
5, weird habit of each other's.
I don't want to say that you're awkward in public, but...
Yeah, I am though. I so am. I'm like so socially awkward when I'm talking to people. Like, I get so caught up into what I might say that I end up being awkward and saying something really weird. Like, there's just this big joke between us that we were talking to somebody one time and he's like, "Oh, your daughter's so cute." And I was like, "No problem." Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so I'm socially awkward, pretty much sums it up, which is pretty hilarious considering I'm on social media. But I can't think of something that's like weird that you do. I mean, you have a lot of habits, but I can't think of something weird. He puts ketchup on everything? Is that allowed to be weird? Like, literally ruins all my meals with ketchup. Yes, it's weird. Okay. 6, how long have we been together? This should be easy.
5 years.
It was literally like, what's today? It was like 6 days. Yeah.
6 days, yeah.
Number 7, do we have any traditions? We have
had
one.
A bunch of plans. None of them ever happened.
I know. I can think of one. The day after Thanksgiving, what do?
We go get our Christmas tree.
Yeah. I'm sure as the girls get older and we have more kids and stuff, we'll obviously come up with more traditions. But we did set a tradition that we were going to go back to the cabin we stayed at for our 1-year anniversary every single year, and that worked out splendidly. But we did like a lot of that stuff. Like, we said we were going to start a lot of traditions, we never did. But the Christmas tree thing we have stuck to, even when Sophie was born. Number 8, an animal that resembles one another. I thought of this one instantly as I was reading it. You are like a wolf. Like, he's very low-key. He doesn't like, I don't know, he likes to be around his people, but he could hang by himself. And he's not like all up in your business, but you just don't test him because he can get crazy. I just mean, like, he's protective and stuff. I don't know. That's what I was thinking of, which I know he's taking as a compliment because a wolf is his favorite animal.
I really have no idea.
An animal that's like me? A
Never,
bear?
I've never thought of you as an animal.
A bear?
Bear?
Yeah. I'm like protective, but don't look at me too long because I hate it. I might eat your face off. Seriously though, it's like one of my pet peeves to go out in public and people to be looking at me.
Bears not like to be looked at.
I don't know. Don't like for people to mess with them. Isn't when you come in contact with a bear, isn't it to just back away slowly and just leave?
I guess you wouldn't want to mess with their babies either, so.
Oh, number 9. What was our first road trip?
To the cabins for our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, they were like 3 hours away, so yeah. Number 10. First thing you noticed about me. I know this one. Go ahead, say it.
Her red hair.
And the first thing I noticed about him was his socks.
What kind of socks? I was probably wearing really high, ugly socks.
High ankle socks. I remember thinking he was like the hottest goofy kid who could pull off like high ankle socks. What makes him mad? Any and all video games at some point during the night. Let's
Having
see.
to do the same thing repeatedly.
Yes. What's that supposed to mean? Is that a little innuendo?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just meaning having to, try and do something and it not work and then repeatedly have to do it. Like when you drop something and
Oh,
pick it
yes.
up and just to drop it over again.
Yes. That does irritate him. What makes me mad? I can think of like 10 things off the top of my head. Well, I gave one away. When people, like when they stare at you in public, not just looking or casually just glancing over. What's wrong with you? Why are you staring at me? Could you not? That irritates me. I don't know, a lot of things do, but honestly, as the older I've gotten, the more I've realized I just need to keep my mouth shut and keep moving about a lot of stuff. But number 12, favorite feature about each other.
Red hair.
There we go. I would say his eyes, definitely. 13, 3 things I'm good at and 3 things I'm not good at.
3 things you're good at?
Yeah. This is gonna be rich.
Obviously taking care of our kids.
Sweet.
Being a great wife. And
He wants to document this.
yes. And one honest one, I guess. Well, that's not what I meant. One that isn't easy, I should say.
Okay.
And taking care of me when I'm sick. I guess that's easy too, but
Yeah. I feel like he kind of fits the definition of a typical man when he's sick. He's like down and out for the count, so he requires a little extra attention and love.
what, 3 things you're not good at?
Yeah.
We already talked
This whole
about speaking in public.
Yes.
Or having a non-awkward conversation with someone.
Honestly, though, it's a struggle. Learning new editing software. That about got our computer thrown out the window. I totally suck at it. But really not that good at many things, huh?
Yeah.
3 things you're good at. I'd say being a dad, it like comes super natural to him. And anyone who's around him for like more than 30 seconds has told me that. He's great at being a husband, obviously, and I would say that he's also just like, he's one of those guys that kind of like knows everything, but not in the cocky sense of the word. Like, he just knows things that I'm like, why do you even know that? Like, why is it in your head? How do you keep all this information constantly? So I feel like he's just very intelligent all around, and he's a good like handyman, and like, you get what I'm saying here. I don't know. 3 things you're not good at. Keeping the volume down when he's playing video games. I literally run into the kitchen like 4 times a night, like, Mark, like, cut it out, because he's gonna wake up Remy. Let's see. Putting the toilet paper roll back on the toilet paper dispenser thingamajig. You know what I'm saying?
You want to go there, that's your other third one.
Oh.
Not putting it on the right direction.
I don't put it on a certain direction. I just put it on where it goes. I don't care. I just want it on the thing. Let's see. What's the last thing you're not good at? Driving a boat. Driving a boat. I would venture to say I'm better at driving a boat than you are.
Have we ever drove a boat together?
I don't know. But I've driven one for a very long time. I'm a
I've
natural.
never seen you drive a boat, so
My dad said I was born with sea legs.
we'll just have to assume that's correct.
Okay. I'm good with that. 14. What do we argue about the most?
Me falling asleep.
Like, literally all the time. All the time. He would be standing up, laying down. I think if he's not eating or drinking, he's falling asleep. That's basically it.
Might fall asleep during this video.
Right. 15. Do I have PMS?
No, I wouldn't say.
I think I'm hormonal and
You're pretty consistent.
yeah, let's just put it that way. I'm consistent. 16. Who wears the pants in the relationship?
Me? Obviously.
Whoa. I would like to say we have one leg
Yes.
in each.
Yes.
Because I feel like there are certain things that I feel he has more say over. There's certain things that I feel I have more say over. I wouldn't let him go to the grocery store and pick out all the groceries. That would be a disaster. I wouldn't try to do anything with our cars. That would be a disaster. But there's things that we obviously come together on that is important, like our relationship and our kids, our home, things like that.
Good answer.
Yeah, I know it was. 17. Do I have any weird obsessions? I'm trying to think if you could classify them as weird.
Yeah, I don't think any of them are weird.
No. I'm a very, like, passionate person, so, like, when I find something that interests me, like, I'm all about it. Like, if I hear a song I like, I will play it 15 times in a row and listen to it. I don't care. I'll beat the death out of it.
Yes.
Which he hates.
Puts the same 3 songs on repeat.
But I feel like that's how I am. When things interest me, I'm pretty, like, passionate about it, so... But I don't think anything's weird per se, and I don't think you like anything that's really weird.
No.
No. The answer is no.
I mean, Pokemon.
Oh, that's not weird though, apparently. Not anymore. A lot of people are into it. 18. Although I will say, he liked Pokemon before it was cool. And I'm not saying that to be, like, hipsterish, okay? Like, he legit has a Charmander shirt that I bought him, what, maybe like 2 years ago? Got it from Hot Topic. We could pull it out if you want to see it. 18. Nicknames for each other.
I think I just end up calling you baby all the time, but the one we use is Baby Doll. And that's from a Mayday Parade song.
He calls me doll sometimes.
Yeah. I don't end up using it a lot, but...
On special occasions.
Yes.
Yes. And then my nickname for him, which I feel like I feel like I call him baby pretty consistently too, but as we've had kids, it's like I need his attention. I need to make it clear that I need his attention and not try to weed through all 3 of them sitting there. So I say Mark a lot now, but my nickname for him has always been Markle. But I don't really call him that much anymore, although that's his name in my phone, and it has been since day 1. So, number 19, what is my favorite restaurant? Although I kind of gave it away already.
Longhorn.
Thinking about it. Let's break it down, okay? They're bread, butter, delicious, okay? Then you get an appetizer, which is like those onion things. I don't even know what they call it, but it's like their kind of bloomin' onion, delicious. Margaritas, delicious. Chicken, delicious. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven when we walk into Longhorn, people. I would say your favorite legit restaurant. I don't know that he has one, as long as he can find good and new interesting food. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I think I need a man-sized portion.
Yes.
That's all I care about. A lot of the times I just go for what's gonna fill me up the most.
Right. I try to, if we're gonna
I can
try,
get that mostly anyway.
yeah. If we're gonna try a new restaurant, I try to look for something that's gonna have like seafood or like really big burgers, because those are like, I know those are safe bets for him.
Try not to put your hand in front of my face when you're going crazy.
20. If I'm watching TV, what am I watching?
Right now it's Wentworth, but a month ago it was all the Desperate Housewives.
No,
or
Real
Real
Housewives.
Housewives. Every town, city that they have.
I worked my
The
way
whole
through.
seasons.
I worked my way through Atlanta. That's just, I love it. But I was slowly working my way through Orange County because it has a lot of seasons too. But then that's when we got more onto Wentworth, and like, I'm not able to really watch TV during the day anymore because Remy's up a lot more now, so.
Anything that's on Netflix or Hulu that has 6 seasons for her to blow through in a week.
Yes, exactly. And if you're watching TV, he's watching either Twitch or YouTube videos about a video game, just to make it general. 21. What is one food I do not like?
Any seafood.
Just not a fan. Can't hang with it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer.
Yeah. One food you don't like, anything that's plain. Like, I'm a very basic person when it comes to my food. I would eat a chicken breast and a potato every night for the rest of my life and be perfectly content. He would rather jump off a bridge. 22. What drink do I order when we go out to eat?
I mean, alcoholic could be margaritas.
If it's alcoholic, he normally gets a beer of some sort. 23. What size shoe do I wear? Would never expect you to know this.
6.
Whoa, no. 9.5. Which my feet have gotten a half size bigger since having kids, I've realized. But you wear an 11.5, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah. 24, my favorite kind of sandwich.
Probably a wrap. She really don't like a lot of bread, so she really don't like sandwiches. If she does,
No.
she's taking the bun off anyway. So.
Yes. I would say his favorite sandwich is a Reuben. Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't had one in a while, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
25, what is one talent I have? Oh, I like to sleep.
Look at your foot.
I'll talk about it.
One talent you have.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously YouTube.
I don't know if that's a talent, though.
I think it is.
Really?
Yeah. You're talented at making YouTube videos. A lot of people can't do that.
I appreciate that. One thing he's talented at, I don't know that I really believe in talent. I don't know if that sounds weird. I believe in a lot of hard work, and I believe you make what you want out of situations. So I do think that he's really great at a lot of things, but I think that's because he's worked hard at it and he's done them for really long times or whatever it may be. So I don't know. I don't know that I could really answer this one. I just think he works hard at a lot of different things. He's a very hard worker.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What would I eat every day if I could? I already said this.
Yeah, you already answered that one. Chicken breasts and potatoes.
Honestly.
Plain.
Yeah.
Chicken breasts and potatoes.
Yeah. Like I put it in a marinade and I bake it. So it's not even grilled, it's not deep fried, nothing. Just a good old baked chicken breast and a potato. I've been off of dairy for Remy, so
No sour cream.
nope. What was the question? I can't even find it. Oh, what could you eat every day if you could? For you, chips and Mountain Dew? I don't know. Like, I don't know that he has a meal that he's like passionate about that he could eat for the rest of his life. Because I think you would kind of hate that. You would hate the repetition of it.
I'd say probably, I mean, potatoes for sure.
Oh yeah, he's a potato lover.
Yeah, any kind of potato. It'd probably be potatoes because it's.
There we go. You could just switch them up every day. Have a different kind of potato. So, what's my favorite cereal?
That. I'm gonna say the blueberry stuff.
Good
Forget what kind it
answer.
is, but especially since it only comes around one time a year.
And this house is like filled to the brim with it when it does. It's coming up soon. I'm excited. You reminded me of it. And your favorite cereal, I would say, is either Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks, yeah.
Yeah. What is my favorite kind of music?
Um,
We
right.
have this in common, so I'm not going to answer for him.
Yeah. Well, the genre is post-hardcore, but
I hate that.
yeah, it sounds funny, but yeah, like Mayday Parade, Pierce the Veil, um,
Bring Me the Horizon, Chiodos, A Day to Remember, stuff like that. I've always kind of listened to
yeah,
whatever I've ever, like, whatever interests me, whatever obviously I like. But that tends to be the largest kind of genre that I consistently like.
same with me.
Number 29. I left this one in here because I wanted to see if I could trick you. Because I consider it a sport. But what is my favorite sport to watch?
Now you got me thinking what could be for a trick question.
I shouldn't have said trick. I just meant trick because it says sport. And I'm sure there's some people who would argue that it might not be a sport. Who's my woman crush?
Oh, how is that? How is that not a sport?
I really think some people would argue that it's not a sport.
UFC, Ronda Rousey.
A girl.
That's definitely a sport.
Okay, well, I feel like some people might not, you know? Because I'm sure there's people who would argue that video games aren't sports, but they have, like, competitions and all that stuff, because I would say that's one of his favorite things to watch. He watches tournaments all the time for video games. So I feel like we watch those things, but there's some people who may not consider them to be sports. What is my eye color?
Brown. Thank God.
Who is my best friend?
Me?
You got it right.
She don't leave the house.
No, I don't. Something you do that I wish I didn't do.
Something. Am I answering this about you?
Yeah, something I do that you wish I didn't. I'm not gonna get mad.
Something you do.
I want to see if it's what I think it is. Really? There's nothing that I do that semi-annoys you every time I do it. Every time.
Wake me up when I'm sleeping.
That might be a good one. I didn't even think of that. Is that your answer? That you wish I didn't wake you up?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I would sleep 90% of the day when
Yeah.
I'm not at work.
Right.
So.
Let's just be clear, the man works very hard and he's allowed to sleep, and I do let him sleep at night, but yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be awake for some parts of the day, I feel like. One thing you do that I wish you didn't, and I feel bad saying it because he gets really bad canker sores in his mouth sometimes, and because of that, like, it's more comfortable for him to chew with his mouth open, but oh my gosh, I'm like sitting there like cringing as he's doing it, but I feel bad and I don't really say anything because it's more comfortable for him. Oh, when he's eating ice cream. Oh, when he eats ice cream, sometimes like he's really like into it, and he'll be like, and I'm like, oh,
Enjoying it.
oh no, it drives me nuts. Let's see. Our favorite TV shows.
Right now, definitely Wentworth.
We both really like that.
Orange is the New Black.
Pretty good. Although I like Wentworth a lot more than I like Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit more mature. Orange is the New Black is really good, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like sometimes it's immature and I don't necessarily believe what's going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Older stuff, Bar Rescue, for sure.
We are huge John Taffer fans. John
We're
Taffer, if
fans
you're
of-
watching.
We're fans of things that we don't even do, which is funny. Like,
Right.
we don't go to bars, but we love Bar Rescue. We love Ink Master. None of us have.
You do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Neither of us have tattoos. Neither of us have been to prison.
No. Can't say that we have. Mark's gonna go grab Remy because she's up. 1 second. He's gonna be on the outer frame now because he's feeding Remy. Oh, and she is up and she is angry. She just gave me the death glare. I was trying to think of other shows, but I think you got them all.
Yeah.
I think the ones we've watched for at least a couple years now is Bar Rescue and Ink Master. Love those. What kind of cake would you bake me on my birthday?
Probably just like a plain vanilla or plain chocolate or maybe peanut butter.
German chocolate cake, Mark.
Okay.
You know that. I know he knew that in the back of his head. Because you have, I think, for my birthday a couple years ago, he got me a German chocolate brownie for my birthday. It was really good. But for him, that's a trick question. You wouldn't bake him a cake. Either apple dumplings or cheesecake. Which I guess is a cake. Never mind. But he would probably like apple dumplings. Best would be some kind of apple dumpling cheesecake. You can make that happen.
That needs to happen.
I'll try to find it for your birthday. Our favorite video games, which this is what we argue about the most. Because he likes a different type of video games. He likes, I feel like you could say they're more strategic type of video games. You have to strategize. You enjoy those ones.
Yeah.
Where I like more single player, straightforward games like Sims or Left 4 Dead.
Want other people messing around.
I'm all business.
While she's trying to play her Sims.
Yeah.
So she won't even play online or anything like that.
Yeah, I really do not like playing online video games. It drives me insane. I remember when I first got into playing Left 4 Dead, my dad had Xbox Live at home, and it would just drive me nuts the way people would run off. It's like, listen, we're here to get from point A to point B. Let's not screw around. But I would say our favorite video game, hands down, that we can always play, and it's a good time, is Diablo.
Yeah.
And
Diablo
then,
3.
Yeah. And then I would say we had a pretty good time playing that Slender Man game, but it was way too terrifying to keep playing every night. And Argario, is that how you say it?
Agario.
Which is a silly game, but it was still fun nonetheless. And what can I spend hours doing?
Other than YouTube?
Yes.
Or preparing for YouTube. Researching. That's, and not even just for YouTube things. Anything that she's passionate about, she'll spend hours researching.
I love information about things. I feel like the more I know about something, the better I feel about it. So I don't know. I just get a kick out of that stuff. And I would say things he could do for hours is play video games. On to the questions that you guys asked. California Mom said, what sort of things or activities or places did you enjoy doing before you had kids? Let's break it down. What things did we enjoy before having kids? I would say eating as much fast food, staying up as late as we wanted, playing video games, just basically kind of doing whatever we wanted when we wanted.
That's not really a thing, but
I don't know.
It's not very specific.
I don't know. It's a way of life.
Like, we had plans to go back to cabins every year, and that didn't happen because we had kids.
Right.
Other things.
Which, like, when we went to the cabin, we were hiking and doing a whole bunch of stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We like to be outdoors together. Even though I'm not an outdoorsy person, he makes it very tolerable. I hate the sun and I hate to sweat.
I don't really want to blame that on the girls, though, but we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings all the time.
Oh, yeah?
With one of my friends, but that just doesn't happen anymore.
Which I'm not sure if Randalicious watches my videos, but hey, Randy, what's up? Okay, and the activities we did, we went to a lot of concerts before the girls were born. I think we went to 2 since Sophie's been born, and we haven't gone to 1 since Remy's been born, but in our defense, we just haven't found one that we wanted to go to. Obviously, it's an ordeal to get people to watch 2 kids and to find a babysitter, especially with how specific I am. But none of our bands that we like have been on tour.
Yeah.
So, but we did go to a lot of concerts.
Yeah, definitely.
And places that we enjoyed, which I would just say we liked being outdoors, we liked going to concerts, that kind of thing. We also went to Cape Cod while we were pregnant with Sophie. That was like our baby moon type thing, and we've wanted to go back ever since. We never have. So I feel like that needs to happen soon because Cape Cod is just, it's super laid back. It's the perfect temperature for moi. Because like I said, hate heat, can't stand it. And it's very, even though I feel like it's very adult, it's also very family friendly too. Because there was a lot of families when we were there. I think it's a good time. And then I think there's only one more question. How did you two know you were ready to have another baby? And what is it like sharing love and attention between 2 kids? Well, the last part of it, because I thought of this right off the bat after reading it, what's it like sharing love and attention between 2 kids? I tried not to worry about it while I was pregnant with Remy because I'd always heard it came kind of effortlessly, and I felt like if I stressed about it, it might just make things weirder and harder on both of them. And honestly, it just does. There's just something that happens and your heart just kind of learns how to just multiply, and I don't know, it does honestly come effortlessly, and you're just as in love with your youngest as you are with your oldest, and it's strange, and I've told Mark this, is it's like they're the most beautiful girls in the world to me, but they're so different looking at the same time, and they're like the best kids, but they're very different in their personalities, and it's just strange how that works, how you can be totally in love, the same amount of love with both kids, even though they can be completely different. I think that's kind of cool.
They make it easy.
Yeah, our kids do. Honestly, they're the most adorable things on the planet. How did you two know that you were ready for another baby? Well, we always knew we wanted at least 2 kids. And then when Sophie was around 3 or 4 months old, we were kind of talking about having another kid or starting to try at a year old. And then we kind of decided that it'd be cool to start trying in November, which would have been a month after her first birthday. So I could be like a month pregnant for our wedding and take really cool pictures. But in our experience, it took longer to get pregnant than we had anticipated. So we were like, well, just, start now. Because by the time we want to have a kid, we'll finally be pregnant. And then this time around, it happened instantaneously. Yeah. So that's the story of Remy. But no, we just kind of always knew and just kind of felt things out. I feel like when you finally get into a rhythm, I don't know if you heard her stomach, but I feel like when you finally get into a rhythm and a schedule with kids, you either settle into that schedule or you're ready to kind of shake things up and have another kid. And we were kind of feeling that out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like right now, when we finally get into a rhythm and schedule with Remy, we're gonna enjoy this for a bit before we have another one. But those were all the questions that we had, and I hope you guys got to know Mark a little better. But my camera is overheating, my battery is dying, so I'd say this was a pretty lengthy video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching. Say bye.
Bye.